choreography. Okay, wait. Yes! Where are we going? Yes! There he is! Hi friends, welcome back to my channel. My name is Asher, and we are getting started with 17's brand new comeback. I think the song is called Super. That's what everyone has been saying in the comments of my latest video, which is Rock With You. This comeback has been a little tiny bit confusing for me. I just realized I left my fan on. Let me go turn that off, because it's probably loud. Okay, my fan is off. Come back. What was I saying? It's been a little confusing because initially I thought everything was being released on the 28th, which for me is tomorrow. And so I had that in my calendar, and then we got the first music video. I was very surprised, and I haven't watched it yet. I haven't heard anything seen. I've seen sneak peeks because y'all are really posting it everywhere all the time. I cannot avoid it at this point. But I haven't seen any of the dancing. I've seen some of the outfits and some like still photos from the photo shoot or from the music video. So that came out earlier. I don't remember when, maybe Monday. It's been out for a few days now. And then the album came out the same day the music video came out, but it only came out online to digitally like stream and stuff on Spotify. So I frantically checked Target to see, oh my god, did I miss it? Do I need to run to the store right now and try and get my albums? Because I do want to do a vlog with you guys of getting my first 17 albums. And Target says they're not being released until Friday. So I don't understand why it's two different dates. And I also heard from you guys that this is the first time 17 is doing a double title track. So we have Super right now, and we're gonna get FML later. I'm doing my best to keep up, and yeah, that's my intro for this. I am very excited to see this music video. You guys have told me it's going to absolutely wreck me, and I'm not ready, but I can't get any more ready than this. Some of you have also left comments saying you already want me to learn this choreography. We're just gonna have to wait and see. And speaking of choreography, that depends on when this video gets posted. So if it turns out that we just get this music video and we don't get a choreography video or a dance practice video, this is gonna be it. This is gonna be my reaction. So I will put this video up as soon as I realize we're not getting anything else, and then you guys will be able to see it. Otherwise, I am going to be filming my music video reaction today, and then I'll be filming on a second day. So I'll look totally different. I'll have different clothes, different hair. Well, same hair, but like maybe a different style or something. I don't know. I'm rambling a lot today. It's my first video, and that always takes my brain a little bit to process like what we're doing and why I'm talking out loud so much. So yeah, this could potentially be two parts. The first part, I look like this, and we're reacting to the music video. The second part will be the dance analysis, but it'll be all one video, and you in the future will be watching it right now. However, I, in the present, have no idea what's gonna happen. So that makes me a little stressed, but it's great, it's fine, it's okay. There are bigger things going on in the world than, are they gonna release a dance practice video? It's okay. I don't know that I'm ready to watch this, but we're going to together. I'm gonna try not to watch it twice because I already have a feeling I'm going to want to. I'm gonna do my best to just watch it once and then either say goodbye or see you in the next clip on another day. So let's get started. Oh my god, it's my first 17 comeback. That's so exciting. Wow. That's cool lighting. Oh. I like this sound. Look at how they make the lights flicker. My screen is going blurry. How could you? I put it on 1080p. My internet's been going in and out. Oh my god. It's all blurry. I'm so mad. Okay, you know what? I'm starting it over because that whole section was completely just pixelated because my internet is being so dumb. I'm gonna start it over and hopefully it will have loaded more so that this doesn't keep happening. This is officially the worst. I'm so mad. Since I've stopped it now, I'm gonna comment the outfits are great. That's very fun. This is a very interesting setting. It kind of reminds me of like a hotel. I don't know if it's at a hotel. They have a lot of dancers. That's very cool. The line distribution so far has been very interesting. And I like the synth like in the back. That's not exactly what it sounds like, but it's the only way I can mimic it. I wonder if it's gonna pick up even more than this, or if it's gonna slow down into... Anyway, okay, we're gonna start it over. Please pray for me that my internet gets its ish together so that it stops being a pixelated mass on my screen. Mess? Mass. Well, they're a pixelated mass, but this is a pixelated mess. So, oh my gosh, please. I just want to watch them in high definition. Please. Here we go. 3, 2, 1. We haven't even seen like Hoshi yet. Nose is itchy. Those pants are so fun. This is Junghan. I want to give him... Oh, that's a fun ripple. Look at his hair. That's Dino. Oh my god, this choreography. Okay, wait. That upshot. Is that Vernon with silver hair? Is this Hoshi? Scoops is back with this little mullet look from Hot. Yes! Oh, we're both wearing mesh today. Hold on, mine's over here. Is that Joshua? He did like a V8 move there. Oh, look at Hoshi's harness. Oh my god, I love that. Where are we going? Yes, there he is. Their outfits changed. So many of them have mullets. Look at Vernon's hair. Oh my god, that's gotta be so fun. The dancers were doing something really intricate there. Wow. Look at June's hair. Nice little hop. They're doing a lift. Oh my god. So that was a little bit of like a crumping section. Whoa! 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 I definitely want to watch it again, but I will do that on my own time. I won't make you watch it with me twice because I'm probably going to watch the dance practice twice. I hope they come out with the dance practice. How could they not? That would be cruel and unusual punishment, in my opinion. I love the fits. I love that we go from modern, like denim, ripped, harness, mesh, all the things that I love so much. It's very much my personal style, I'm finding out. And then we transition with the 8, and I was honestly wondering, like, is he in the other parts? And their hair is throwing me off a lot, so I can't automatically pick them out as quickly as I can with the other videos I've seen a few more times. So I was like, where is he? And then he showed up, and that was such a good transition part. I keep thinking of how they have like matching pants on. I think it's like Hoshi, Mingyu, and Junghan have those matching like half denim ripped and then black on the bottom. Those are cool pants. They're really cool. I like them a lot. This is a very focused music video on the performance, whereas the other ones we've watched so far, which I've only seen Hot and Rock With You, so those are my parameters. That's all I can comment from. But this didn't switch setting at all, I don't think. We have the one scene where we get the sky, and if it's a shooting star or like a comet, something in the sky is happening, and then when we come back down, that's when we're in the new outfits. But that's the only like change in the setting that I could notice with this first time watching it, and I think that's really interesting. I kind of comment on this a lot. I haven't done it in 17 yet because I haven't felt the need to, but with performance videos, so this was a music video, performance videos is where they show us all the choreography. My favorite kind of performance videos are when we stay in the same place and we don't change outfits and we don't change color filters. I know that's very specific, but if we do any of those 3 things in a performance video, it automatically takes me out of visually tracking the movement of their bodies and trying to understand the choreography. My ice machine is making ice. So I appreciate when a performance video keeps it the same when they're filming it because it helps me digest more. This music video is taking that same principle of staying in one setting, so we have less background information to focus on, and I think that's a big reason that this is wrecking you guys and me as much as it did, because I've seen the comments. I can see the comments on Twitter and on other places that don't include pictures or videos, and I've been keeping tabs to see what you guys are saying. And a lot of you are totally wrecked by this. I think that's a huge reason why, because the setting doesn't change. So all we're really left to focus on is their performance, the new music, and then like their styling and visual and things like that. Very interesting, very powerful. I like this song. It's really fast. It's super fast. I'm really hoping we get some sort of dance breakdown or something at some point. I don't know if this is the final ending, but I'm gonna say goodbye in case that it is. If not, I'll see you in the next clip on another day. Hello! Welcome to part 2, where we discuss Super's dance choreography and analysis. This is my second video today and I'm already losing my voice. So if I sound really weird, I don't know what's going on. It could be allergies. I've been really tired lately. I don't know, but I'm losing my voice. So I'm gonna do my best to get my thoughts and opinions out to you guys. We've watched the music video together. Wow, is it so much fun. I then went ahead and did a crazy thing and decided to learn the chorus of this dance. Is it my best work ever? Absolutely not. But did I actually learn it and do it at least one time? Yes, I did, and I'm really proud of myself for that. I will have my full total 2-hour dance practice uploaded at some point for those of you who may be interested in watching what it actually looks like for me to learn these dances. It's extremely challenging. It is not easy. For everyone who has learned this and has posted their covers, y'all are amazing and so good, and wow, crazy. I think this is a dance I'll definitely continue to work on, because when I was watching it back, there's a lot of things that I know I can improve on myself, and I'm very particular. I'm a perfectionist, and I just want to make it look even better. So anyway, that's like a personal tangent, but we're going to be watching choreography from one of their stages. I'm not going to verbalize which one it is so that I can try and sneak this video up. And then if you have questions about which stage it is, you can leave me a comment and I'll let you know. And then we'll go into the actual choreography dance practice video. We're going to be watching this stage because I think it has a really good closer view and a full stage view, whereas the choreography video, it works really well to see the formations because it's so far back and high up. They're in like an auditorium. You can tell this is filmed from like the bleachers or the announcer's box, but it does make it a little more challenging to talk about some of the details. So I thought if we watched both versions, it would be helpful, and we just need to get started because you know me, this is gonna take forever. So here we go. Right here. We're definitely going to be talking about the dancers today. I've been debating if I want to do all of my 17 commentary first and the dancer commentary second, or mix it together. I love that da-da-da-da-da he does with his feet there. Like this. There's so much in this that's so fun to do. Hard. Very hard. Vernon crushes this. Make it good. I love my team. I can't believe Hoshi can belt while doing this. That's insane. Oh my god. Wow. I hate how they edited that. It's so bad. Why couldn't you just match up the clips? Anyway, it doesn't matter. It totally doesn't matter. I'm really surprised, to be honest, that they kept that part of the choreography for the stage with s.coups jumping. First of all, it's pretty dangerous. Second of all, chances of you getting it right every time, pretty low. Just yeah! I get so excited every time! I love this part. I have no idea why. Well, I maybe do. 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's go, Uzi. Ener-Energy. Ener-Energy. Watch how they like slow-mo this part. This. Oh my god, it's so good. Yay! Okay, I already have some things I want to talk about because I feel like I'm going to forget if I don't talk about them now. I want to expand on what I was saying with s.coups' part. So when we were watching it, I was saying the chances of getting it right every time are low. And I have watched, I think I think every stage that's come out of this so far, even some of the individual member cams when I was trying to pick up more choreography. And I've seen moments where he jumps and lands backwards, but then like is able to maneuver himself into the correct positioning. Some of the shows, they get the throw perfect. Some of the shows, it's really dodgy how it happens. And that's not to say that they're not good or that they shouldn't have done it. They're tired. Like, I know that they filmed this multiple times for the shows, for the different camera angles. Like, I'm taking all of that into consideration. And with that consideration, I'm still very surprised that they kept this choreography exactly the way it is in the music video for all of the live stages. That's potentially one of the most impressive things to me, is some of the trick and some of the partner maneuvers that they do with the dancers. The other one that has a lot of margin for error is when we have the group of 5 who are holding on to the dancers' arms and get pulled through their legs. That's another thing that would be so easy if just one of them slipped or tripped or got stuck or insert problem here. It's just so impressive, and it definitely shows the professionalism of not only 17 but of their dancers as well, because the stakes are high when you're performing live and you're doing as many takes as they do. So those are my first 2 comments before we go into the practice. I also want to mention, I don't know how many of you have watched this like 1,000 times at this point, probably a good majority. But it wasn't until I watched individual member cams that I realized how much they're using their dancers to sort of hide and camouflage themselves into the background scenery. So there are specific parts where I didn't even realize the other members were on stage until I watched some of the individual cameras. I think that's a great use of the dancers. I think it's absolutely genius. And it also made me realize that when I thought the other members were off stage resting, they're actually definitely not, which is even more impressive for how hard this choreography is. There's so much that the dancers contribute to this that it could be its own separate video. And I honestly don't know yet how in depth I'm going to make this and how much I'm going to talk about it, but I definitely wanted to at least mention that if you haven't already, try and take a moment to only watch what the dancers are doing in this choreography and not watch 17, because it's going to add so much more to the experience if you actually see all of their individual, very subtle, still incredibly hard choreography. They're making so many images, they're just doing so much. And I don't know necessarily that they are getting the appreciation needed. Of course, without a doubt, 17 are crushing this. They're singing this live, they're performing at the top that we know that they can perform, especially given like the emotional energy that's happening there. So it's obviously beyond impressive what 17 have accomplished with this comeback. But I definitely want to give credit to the dancers as well, because without 17 and without the dancers, this would be completely different. And I think we're just so lucky that they chose to do it this way. I haven't decided if we're going to watch the choreography twice or not, so it'll be a surprise for us both, but we're going to watch it the first time. So here we go. Wow, their footwork's insane! Mingyu's footwork is crazy there too. Sit, 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 say that and cross. Like, look at what the line of dancers is doing versus the two side groups. Oh my god! And then s.coups becomes part of the dance group and they add a dancer to mirror his part. Look at the back! Oh my god. And then this is when the members come in and we get the 5 members who pull under, but then you also have the 5 members who do the choreography in the back! Like this. And then this part is cool because Junghan and Sungkwan become part of the dancers again, and the walk, 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 walk around. And the 17 in the back are walking side to side, and I hadn't noticed that before. I thought they were just standing in the back, but they face the back and walk. This ending is so cool. Nice. Okay, I think I took all the notes I wanted to for 17, and now I'm gonna watch it again and take notes for the dance sections of just the dancers. So let me make 17 dancers. We're gonna watch it again. This is so good, and there's so much to talk about. Here we go. Okay, I have to watch the dancers. Look at their feet, look at their feet, look at their feet! Wow. Look at them running in the back and the shapes they're making. And then they pull each other on. And then they set up into the 2 lines for s.coups. Wow, look at how that line, boom, 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 boom. And then they make this, oh my god. I noticed something really interesting about this section the first time we watched it, and I can't wait to mention it. It made me so excited. Watch them move back and forth. Watch 17 now. Other direction. That's so cool. Okay, we've got a lot to discuss. I'm gonna first start off by saying I do not know anything about anime. And I've heard discussion about how this is potentially about an anime character, or like the story is paralleling that. I don't really know anything about that other than what I've seen people read. So my brain and my take on this is just from what the visual is giving me, since I have no back history or correlation to anything else. So I want to preface that by saying that right off the bat. I'm also intentionally not taking any information I've heard from other sources and including them in my analysis. These are just my thoughts from the dance perspective. So that is my little like clarification that I know that there are some references here, but I don't know anything about them or what they are. So we're gonna start off by talking about 17 members specifically. The very beginning thing that is so much fun, which is kind of a mix between 17 and Uzi, and it's literally right in the beginning. Let me get you a timestamp. We are at 0:18, 18 seconds in. What's so cool about this, and that you might not be able to tell right away, there are two dancers holding Uzi. That's like pretty impressive, but not super impressive, until you realize the two dancers holding Uzi are actually on the shoulders of two other dancers. So you have your dancer on this side and your dancer on this side standing on the ground. On this dancer, you have someone sitting on his shoulders. So now we have one dancer, two dancers. Same thing, one dancer, another one sitting on the shoulders. In between, up here, is Uzi, sitting in the arms of the two dancers who are on the shoulders of the other two dancers on the ground. So it's a 5-person lift. That is wild. I'm so glad they do this lift in the very beginning when they're hopefully not as tired, even though we've already talked about them having to record this multiple times in one take. So wow. The other thing is something I'm going to mention when we get to the actual dancers part. So I'm going to move now into some choreography things that I think make this so cool and fun to watch. One of the big things that they do, let me find my timestamp, hold on. 17 right here. Okay, that's a great example of it. Let me start it over. So when they lean over, it's at 0.35. They lean over and then come center and like vibrate a little bit. That's kind of what I would consider like a rebound, or I don't know, maybe a vibration is like the best word I can use for today, or a pulse, something that's just like, If a spring, ooh, that's a better one. Have you ever flicked those little door jamb springs and it goes and it goes back and forth like that? That is what they're kind of doing with their body. So they're hitting the ground and then boom, shaking a little bit. We get that in this dance multiple times, and it really gives a sense of electricity. It gives you a sense of energy and excitement. It kind of reminds you of like a car revving up and how your body will shake when you feel the like engine going. We get it in this section. We also get it again towards the end when they do the Ener-Energy, da-da-da, and they're just sitting there shaking. It sort of also reminds me of if you've ever worked out really hard or had to like lift a lot of things really quickly, like groceries or something, and your muscles were shaking through the exhaustion and exertion. It reminds me of like you're putting so much energy that you're physically shaking, and you're just like, you can't contain it, you can't control it, there's nothing you can do about it. It's so sick that lyric is Ener-Energy, and they're all shaking like that. So that's at the end, but we're going to talk about it again when we get to the end, so I'll give you a timestamp later. Let's go to Mingyu's part. Here we go. So let's say at 0:45 is right when his part starts, so like 0:47. You see Mingyu and you see 17 sort of like, whoop, everyone's parting the seas, they're going their own way. What's very cool about this is that it gives us our first sort of hint at a shadow, because we have him and then you get one 17 member and then you get another 17 member. It's Uzi and Junghan, I think. So we have one pop off this way, another pop off this way, and it's like his shadows have split off from his body. That is sort of what this dance brings to my mind when I watch it. It's a lot about shadows. I feel like for some reason with 17, I'm always talking about shadow parts. We got that part in Hot where Uzi's standing up, someone's laying down behind him. That's a shadow part. We got another part in Rock With You, again, with Uzi and the person behind him mirroring each other and doing the same choreography. And we're getting it again, where the visual is that his shadows are popping out from behind him to do this part. We even get it right away in the next part. Let me see. Hold on. Actually, before we go there, at like 0:52 is when the footwork gets crazy for this. I believe they go like side to side and then both feet together and then touch, touch, touch. Da 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 da. Da 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 da. So they do like they do a kick, front, jump together to jump out, tap, tap. That footwork is so fast and so fun, and it's sort of sprinkled throughout this choreography, that really quick, exciting, just like, what are they doing with their feet footwork. The dancers get a bit of it in the beginning, Mingyu and some of the other groups get it a bit throughout. I love that. The next shadow part is coming up, where we have Mingyu in front again, and then they split, and all of a sudden there's 5 other ones. And that's so cool, and it's the beginning of Junghan's section. Okay. There's just a little bit of what I was talking about earlier with the vibrating, but it's a little bit different. So we get da 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 da. That is not quite what I mean. Right after that, we get this b-boy section, kick, 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 step, cross. That is a very common b-boy hip-hop step, and it's just so much fun. They're some of the most fun things to work on and to learn because there's so many variations of them. They can become like tongue twisters, but for your feet, because there are so many variations, and learning different variations can be challenging. If you have one that you're so used to doing and then your choreographer changes it a little bit, you're like, oh my god, I can't get my feet to do that. So I really love seeing them in any sorts of choreography. But after that, kick and cross. So right at 1:03, they're about to go like, they're about to hit down and their arms, they're either doing this or they're doing like this with their wrists. It's again very similar to the Ener-Energy section, and I just think it's so cool that we get so many visualizations of like your body being so filled up with excitement, electricity, and energy that you're like physically like shaking as you're doing something. I just think it's sick. Anyway, I gotta move on. When we get to this chorus section that starts ba da 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 da, all of this is happening on the percussion until a very specific point. Let me get our timestamp. So it starts right at like 1:13, okay? So we get boom, ba-da-da. I just want us to listen to this section together, and I might be very kind and insert the clip so we can watch it together as well. Editing me, I am sorry. But I gotta give the people this section because it's so good. I just want us to listen, and this is something I would make my students do all the time. If there was a specific part that they just were not getting in the music, I would literally make us all lay down and I would turn up the music and I would like yell at the section that I'm like, this is it. Or if it's like 7 and 8, like if they keep missing 8, that is how I would get them to sort of notice where in the music something is. So my challenge for you right now is, as we watch and listen to this together, I want you to look at all of the times that they do specifically like hit, pull, 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 and the even the foot, ding, 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 and then what else? Ding, ding, ding. The step and shoulder. All of this section before we come to Vernon. Vernon is where it switches to lyric-based timing. So the beginning, all of this from here up to Vernon's part is all percussion and music-based timing. Vernon's part becomes all lyric. So let's see if we can watch the change happen together. Let's go. It's starting at 1:13. Here we go. Da-na-na, da-na, da-da-da, da, da-na-na, Even this is all lyric. Da-da-da-da-da, da-da-da-da, 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 da-da-da-da. Okay, I was talking over it, which had to have annoyed a lot of you, so I'm gonna watch it again and not talk. I'm so sorry. Let's watch it again. Okay, can you hear the difference? Can you see the difference? It can be really challenging if you've never danced or done anything really musically before, but I just think that is the best example I could ever give you of when something is happening to a music beat or when something is happening to a lyric. And it's something I will probably reference again in the future, so I really wanted to take the time to sort of point it out and be like, a little lesson. I don't know if you asked for that or wanted that, but you got it. Okay, we're moving on. Another point where they do things to the music, a lot of the big like cymbal sounds or clashing sounds that happen in the music is when they go from standing up or doing choreography up to an immediate drop, where they're either like splitting off stage or they actually drop down with their like elbows on their knees. Let me try and find an example. An example is honestly right before this section, but I'm gonna try to move forward and see if I can find it. There it is. Okay. So this is after s.coups' solo and our 17 members get pulled through the dancers. This is like Hoshi's section. So if you started at 2:16, boom, just saying boom, I don't know if that's the lyric, but at 2:18 you'll see them go down. Let's just listen to it together. I'm gonna start at 2:12. Do you hear that cymbal clash in the music? As it clashes together, they drop to, like, they cut their bodies in half, essentially, is what we're seeing visually. It's the coolest recurring part in this dance. And I don't know that that's true, but I've just said that it is because I'm talking about it right now. But it's just so sick because it sort of resets everyone. Like, we're getting into a new section, we've just had our moment to breathe, and it's just like whoosh. It's just so sick. I love it so much. Oh my gosh, I'm getting way too excited. My hands are turning colors. We gotta keep moving. We just gotta keep moving. The next part is what I noticed for the first time just now when watching this with you guys. It's the coolest little detail I had never noticed before. And I only noticed it because I was doing the analysis and really watching what their dancers are doing with them. So we are coming up, I'm at like 2:20. We're coming up to the part where the 8 is going to show up. Love him so much. He's a king. So sad that he can't fully perform because of his collarbone, but I hope that he's healing and not damaging it any further. So like, good for him for doing what he can and not doing too much. This is so cool because if you watch, the dancers are on stage for this entire piece of choreography except this section. And this is the first time that every member of 17 is on stage. And potentially the only time that every member of 17 is on stage, except for when the 8 comes back and does his second verse. So this is the first time all 17 members, all 13 of them, are there, and there are no other dancers. That blows my mind. The impact that that has. Not only is it the first time we're seeing the 8 in this choreography, that's very impactful in and of itself. It's the first time we're seeing just 17 on stage. Like, hello? I just can't get over it. I can't get over that that happened. I can't get over that they included it that way. I think it's a genius move. And I hadn't noticed it until right now, until today. So one of my favorite things for sure. We gotta talk about the ending section. We just have to talk about it. I know I'm skipping over some things, but I'm gonna discuss those more in this next section where I talk about just the dancers. Okay, so they've just lifted Uzi up. It's about 3 minutes and 8 seconds. Ener-Energy. So again, we get Ener-Energy. Boom, all of this shaking to go into this like around the head, but it's really like Ener-Energy. It's much slower. Okay, the big thing I want you to notice in this section is the contrast between how much energy, ow, I just pulled my finger back too far. Oh my lord. Okay, the contrast between their energy and their control. That is what makes this section stand out and look the way that it does. So some of this choreography is a little slow, some of it, but then it's immediately Uno reversed with really fast, really hard, like the clap, clap, step back, boom, boom, to go into this head roll that is so slow and controlled. Oh my god, I love it so much. And then we also get that like circle party section that I think is so fun. It reminds me of the TikTok dance challenge. Wow, my words are everywhere. But that's what makes this section so cool, is that it has so much power and energy, and it's so fast and so over the top, and their energy is shaking out of their body, and then they go into this, and it's so slow, and then they go into this, and it's so slow and controlled. Mixing those two elements together for this section, especially this part in the music when Uzi is like screaming his heart out. And I don't mean like screaming in a bad way, but just like, and they're like, let's go. And then they do this. Are you crazy? I love it. It's so good. It's too good, to be honest. Okay. My last note for this part is our little V shape where we get 17 here. The dancers are directly behind them. They do their first little ripple. I think they do it from this corner over here, and then they go from the back to the front the second time, and each time they do it, the dancers pull off and then eventually run away. Again, it brings me back to the shadow element of all of this, where they're like shaking off their shadow, and you can see every time, or maybe it's like a light flicker, and you know how when light changes you can see shadows moving and dancing shadows, things like that. That's what that whole section reminded me of from the very first time I saw it. I think it's so cool and so sick that it's like they're flicking off their shadow and it's pulling away from them. It reminds me a lot of Peter Pan and his shadow, if you've ever seen that. So that's my commentary on 17. I have a headache, but we're now going to move into my commentary on the dancers and what they're actually doing in the background and why I think it's so important and why it's so cool. And it's also why this video is potentially going to be like an hour and a half long, because there is twice as many people on stage. So I have twice as much to talk about. And I'm just wrecked by this. So in the very beginning of the choreography, I'm not going to give you a timestamp because it's just the beginning. We get 17 mixed in with the dancers. A lot of my commentary is going to be on when and where the dancers are on stage and in this space with 17 and in relation to 17. So in the beginning, they're all mixed together. You kind of can't tell who's who unless you know. And also it helps that they wear different colored costumes. Great job, stylists. Don't let them blend together. My second comment is the 5-person lift that we have with Uzi and the 4 dancers. What is even cooler about this, actually, is all of the dancers who are sort of surrounding them, and they either are making like a flower reference, or what are those things on top of lakes that the frogs like? Not tadpoles. Oh my god, what are they called? They're little leaves that float on a pond. Do you guys know what I'm talking about? The leaves that float. Lily pads. Ooh, got them. Okay. It kind of looks like a lily pad too, because it like opens up as they drop him down. So it's very much giving like a flower or a blooming as the choreography is also spreading out and blooming. You can see it even when everyone stands up, turns, and steps out. That looks like a blooming as well. And it's the circular motion that's fun, and it's just all of this opening choreography is giving new life, new energy, blooming, something blooming. I like it so much. When we get to Mingyu's part, and again, I'm gonna kind of refrain from giving us timestamps in these sections because I feel like I've already done that. So I apologize, but it's just, the video's too long, and I know this. When we get to Mingyu's part, it's very cool because the imagery that they're making behind him, not just with their hands, there's the 2 groups that are making images with their hands, but then there's like 5 dancers who keep running and jumping and reaching sort of different directions behind that group. It reminds me so much of at end of the year award shows. This whole performance should have been an end of the year award show. It's wild that it's just a normal comeback. I cannot get, that's like the biggest thing. How have I not mentioned that so far? This gives end of the year award show vibes. It does not give regular everyday comeback vibes. They are insane. But you know, at the end of the year award shows where they have the screens behind them and it looks like they're running or like whatever, the CGI makes it look that way. That's what the dancers are doing by running behind Mingyu. It looks like they're creating this whole life and like ecosystem and scenery and cityscape behind him. And I think that's crazy and so good. I also really like that it looks like they're gonna run off stage. I think it's when Junghan comes on after Mingyu, but instead they all lock hands and they like every other dancer. So like, how can I show you with this with my finger? So like these two would move forward, and then these two would move forward after, and they're like pulling each other forward, one after another, where they're locked arms together. That's a genius way to come back on stage. I don't know that I've ever seen it done like that, so kudos, so good. When we get the first chorus section, all of that, the dancers are completely behind 17. 17 has all of the front rows all the way to the side. The dancers are all the way in the back. I just think it's very particular, and I think it's good to note because it's going to change. When we get s.coups' part, we get 2 lines and 2 groups. The 2 lines have some really fun, like, do, before they start to lift him up. The thing that's so cool about how they lift him up is that it's one group lifts and throws, and then they add 2 dancers because they throw him a little bit forward each time. So the 2 dancers come in and grab him in the new spot, then they lift and throw as a group, and then the last 2 dancers grab him and they lift and throw one more time, and there's no one else to catch him. So on the ground he goes. I just really enjoy watching how we get the 2 lines doing that intricate like side to side, and then we get the 2 groups doing some really fun stuff in the background. And then right after this is when we get potentially my favorite thing the dancers do, where we get these 2 big diagonal lines here, and they ripple till they'll do this, and then they switch, so they like ripple here, and then they ripple, and then the 2 in the middle switch, and then they all start doing something. And while that's happening, they're setting up for Hoshi's part, and they're pulling people between their legs. So we have the line here that's doing all of this big intricate arm work. You have another line directly in front of them. That's the dancers who are all crossed and linked arms so they can pull people. And then behind them you have 17 hiding. And then in the very back you have the rest of 17 also hiding, who then do the lean back, turning down, turning up, all of that choreography. That whole section is like an engineering nightmare in terms of choreography, physics, how it's going to work. Oh my god, it overwhelms me so much, but it's so good. It's so good. Next, we're going to talk about Seungkwan leading all of these amazing dancers. It's like the very first time you have every dancer on stage matching just one 17 member. Because other than that, like when we got s.coups doing his solo moment, they're not doing the same choreography as him. And even when we get Joshua's little moment and s.coups becomes sort of one of the dancers and like mirrors another dancer part, it's not exactly every member of the dance group doing the same choreography. So when when Seungkwan comes forward, this is the first time the dancers are doing the same choreography all together with a member of 17 in the middle. So it's, again, like I mentioned before, when we first got that chorus, they were all behind 17. Now we have one 17 member surrounded by the dance team. And then he's gonna pull back and become part of the dancers with Junghan as June does his solo moment, and they're gonna walk around, walk around, and 17 in the back is going to mirror the dancers. And it's like the roles have completely reversed, because now the dancers are doing choreography full out, and the 17 members, one 17 member is controlling them, 2 17 members have become part of the dance shadow line, and then 17 is in the back, not actually doing choreography, but just walking side to side facing the back. So this is kind of a pivot and a big turning point for the dancer role in this choreography. At the very end, when we get the rest of the chorus section with the Ener-Energy, all of that, god, it's my favorite. That is when we have everyone sort of in like a C or a U shape, and the dancers are completely surrounding them. So whereas the first time we get that chorus, it's 2 lines or 3 lines of 17 and then lines of dancers in the back, Now the dancers are surrounding 17, except for obviously the front of the stage so we can see what's happening. But it's really interesting that now their shadows, where they used to be in the back and being controlled, have sort of switched roles, right? And then after that, we get the two V's and the like pulse moment where the shadows flitter off and grow and then leave. Really interesting the way that they have the dancers move on stage, what parts they decided the dancers would match to the T what 17 is doing versus what parts they're going to be doing their own choreography. There's just so much you could dissect here and so much you can talk about, but I've literally been talking for so long. So I'm going to end this video and this analysis here. It's so good. It's really, really good. I'm just so excited about this album. I don't know what song is my favorite, to be honest, but I'm gonna have an album review. If it's not up before this, it will be up soon because I've already filmed it and I listen to the album like once a day. So thank you guys, oh my gosh, so much for being here and for watching. I hope you had a great time. I'll see you in the next one. Bye!